If you're a long time subscriber, you already know what's going to happen. But if you're a new person who click on this video for the first time ever, well, I'm a free-to-play content creator for Rise of Kingdoms. I've been playing this game for over 6 years now, and I would say what would differentiate me from the other free-to-plays is the fact that I don't use farms. I don't really have farm accounts. Everything I've been doing is mostly just from this account alone, and over the years, my performance suffered for that, but it is my choice at the end of the day. And consider subscribing because I'm covering a lot of content. And recently, I'm gonna put the card in the top right. I have another account, which is a VIP 19 account, so it's quite on a different spectrum of the game. And I'm going to cover my experiences from that account as well, but especially this one because this one is probably more relatable to a lot more people playing the game. And that goes the intro. Hope you like it. Use the timestamps to navigate through the section which you want to see first. And with all that said, let's begin. So as always, we begin with the VIP level. I am still VIP 16. And I am 170k away. Yeah, 170k away from VIP 17. I already said this in a couple of these videos before, which I have a dedicated playlist to this type of videos, that I'm going to reach VIP 17 by the end of the year, and I'm going well on that trajectory. Once I'm closing down to 100k, I'm going to be pushing that with gems and VIP points to get myself there faster. But overall, VIP 16, I'm honestly quite content with it, but obviously 17 gives me the 5% all damage, which is going to be quite nice. Next up, I'm going to show you, well, I usually don't show these, but why not? So Champions of Olympia is a game mode I don't really play. I don't really remember the last time I played Champions of Olympia. It's probably been a year or more. I just don't find it enjoyable. Simple. Arc Osiris. Arc Osiris has been Relence's stronger side in over the years, but recently, you know, we're not really taking it seriously like we used to. But still, Arc is something I regularly participate in, and I rarely miss out on Arc because it's really good value for the hour you spend into the game. And the KVK stats. So 4-time Autarch, 35 million kills, 3.3 million deaths as my record, and the healing is, well, positive, but obviously it's like a 1-to-1 ratio because I've been using mostly mixed with T4 and T5. That is my configuration. But there you go. That is my highest kill count in a KVK. Speaking of troops and T4 T5s, this is my configuration. I have a good amount of both T4 and T5. And I do have Siege, which I didn't have in the previous videos because in the recent memory, I did make a Siege March. So before this Crystal Tech, that might be either beneficial or harm, or bring more harm to the Siege marches. But I have this option that I can use if I so desire. Now the commander view, you know, just for the aesthetics, I show off the expertise frames because it's very satisfying to look at, but you can already tell what kind of commanders I have. And now I'm going to quickly show you my city skins, which haven't changed, but depending on the KVK we're in, I'm going to quickly explain each 3 of these. So the Topkapi Palace I use in KVK when I'm not fighting because I'm using archers to chain. And obviously action point recovery is really good, and archer defense because I'm using Zug Richard as my primary chaining march. It's honestly just perfect city skin for this. Then we have the Twilight Falls, which is my PvP skin. I use it in Arc, I use it in KVK. And maybe in the future I might just use the St. Peter's Basilica because it's infantry stats and I'm running 3 infantry marches. So probably going to be the route I take in the future KVKs with the new Crystal Tech. Okay, now we go on to the inventory. So the items, you can see I have quite a lot of these season coins left over. Resources look at this, so I'm pretty stacked resources for my standards. So hopefully you'll get a good KVK. But the resources are not what I'm concerned about. It's the speed ups, because the speed ups I have, it's not a lot. Like, if you take a look at this, it's very slim, and I need to get more speed ups. I saw in the future updates, in the current updates, we're gonna have more access to more speed ups. You know, potentially more healing speed ups. So that's a good sign. I definitely need them. As for the boosts, yeah, I'm pretty short on the 50% expansions, so I need to work on that as well. Equipment, well, I'm going to quickly show you the equipment from here, but basically, my plan is to remove every single epic item I have. So the Korok's ability, even though it's great, I'm likely going to replace it with the leadership pants, because they also give me health, but they can also be tiered up, and possibly give me more flexibility when it comes to pairings if I decide to make more leadership pieces, which I already have. And accessories, well, I did make a post about the Korok's war drums, and I didn't specify which troop type I went for, but I went for infantry, and I'm going to explain further once we reach the commander section. But basically the same thing applies to the accessories. I plan to replace these two remaining silent trials with a drum and one more horn of fury. So you can see I have 4 horns, 2 drums. I want 5 horns, so my 5th horn is going to be a special talented for sure. And the 3rd drum, I don't think it's going to be special talented. I won't complain if it does crit, but I'm pretty happy with this one over here. And that will be my configuration: 5 drums, 5 horns, 3 drums, 1 ring, and 1 greatest glory. I'm going to be pretty happy with that, and pretty satisfied with the way it is looking right now. The armaments, well, going to be better explained in the commander section. And the other section, you can see by the AP, I do have a decent amount. Nothing crazy, because I do use AP extensively every KVK. I do have this city skin that I got from the Zenith, which was the past Zenith before this Archer one, and I'm going to use it in a KVK. Hopefully in a good fighting KVK where it's not going to be wasted. As you can see, infantry attack, I run 3 infantry marches, and the Phoenix perch actually looks pretty cool. And it's like a homage to my old alliance in my first kingdom. It was called Blazing Phoenix, so it's a nice touch, and I really wanted to have it for that reason as well. And that concludes the inventory. And now comes the fun part, the commanders. I have a lot of expertise commanders. I know people ask me this, like, how is this possible? You're a free-to-play player. Well, it is possible because I've been playing for 2,400 days. So obviously, if I don't have a good amount of commander's expertise, then I'm doing something wrong. But as you can see, it's a variety of old and new commanders. And I do have a lot of them unlocked because I don't need them. You know, I'm not buying Rider History bundles. I don't garrison, I don't rally because I'm a free-to-play. I don't need to do that as a free-to-play. But there you go, the collection is looking quite nice. So Luce has my best infantry gear, and I pretty much might do some configuration, but this is how it looks because there's a lot of tiers, and I'm very happy with it. I went for the infantry drums because of Luce's expertise. You gain 1 basic attack or the rage, so it gives you more chances to proc the rage from the drums. So it's going to be benefiting not just me, not just Luce, but other marchers as well. And I really don't regret the decision. I think this is quite going to be quite nice. Can't wait to see it in actual KVK. But as the rest goes, you know, tier 5 boots and pants from the Canyon shop. As I said multiple times, this is the easiest way to get yourself tier 5 and crit equipment pieces, especially now in the future when we have Ash of the Dawn and other items in the mix as well. I run the 2-piece infantry with the KVK hammer. I have a lot of blueprints to make this, you know, tier 5, but it's a lot of materials, so it's going to be after I make the accessories and the pants. So that's going to be my next project, most likely. And the armaments on this one are still Arch, because I do use Luce Alex still. And if I take a look at the descriptions, I would say they're decent. Nothing crazy, but decent. All damage becomes even more relevant in the new tech, so I'm quite happy with this. And in the future, this is probably going to be changed to pincer formation, but that's a topic for another day. That's Luce. Now we have Philip. Philip is a commander that I use as a primary because I have a leadership set with crit items. So it feels like a waste to use him as a secondary, but I do use him as a secondary when I slim down my marchers. And this is a 4-piece set. I've been thinking about making the pants leadership for the infantry, so I'll have potentially 5 pieces. So I will only need the boots to complete the set, but I'll still say this is the better configuration because I'm running with infantry. And as you can see, I have horn and drums for the more probably overkill on rage, but I don't mind. And when it comes to armaments, I'm using echelon formation as it increases my buffs, and I'm pretty happy with it as well. Only thing I might get is the civilized description, but that is still a long ways to go. But overall, for the primary, I might test it with Baichi secondary in the KVK, you know, try some things around. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this as well. Now we got archers who might be revived after Emperor Kin. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, is in the game. But this is a very classic 6-piece dragon with horn and ring. So, but very distinctive are the tier 5 boots, which are crit. So I'm really happy about this particular piece because it's solving a lot of issues archers have, which is mobility, and this helps in the best possible way. When it comes to armaments, well, it's a good mix of stats, march speed, and all damage, so I'm really happy with this set as well. It's just a shame that archers are just getting really focused down, so any type of wielding just doesn't provide, at least for me, the results I would expect from a setup like this. But you know, maybe the Emperor might change some things. But overall, I'm sticking to just one archer march, and I'm still on the fence if I do want to invest into new archer. Now, my cavalry has been the same for a lot of time. It might change with the Ash of the Dawn, might get this to tier 5 because of the Lost Canyon shop. And of course, I'm going to get the drums on to replace the Silent Trail, because eventually I will going to switch from Wedge, which is looking really good. This is probably my best set of armaments on my account. But this set is going to be switched to Delta formation once the time arises. This is the best armament I have by far. It's very satisfying to look at. It even has its own video on the channel, and it's going to be a bit costly to switch, but it is going to be the play once the time arises. As you can see, my wish list for this is 6 out of 10. So I'm going for the Intrepid for the extra boost damage. And we have Baichi. Baichi is my latest expertise commander. I don't need to spend too much words on him. He's really good. I got the 4-piece infantry set on him. And like I said, I'm going to get the leadership pant boots because they can be tiered up. And who knows, man, maybe I even crit those. Maybe. And accessories are horn and greatest glory. I think this is a really good combination. And with the pincer formation, I do have the inscriptions, special and rare ones, which are really good. So obviously the stats are a bit left for desire, but the inscription here is what matters. This is a really good inscription. Same as this one. More rage boost, more rage gain. And even got this. We got a mini special inscription right here. And we got more all damage here. So I'm really happy with this set as well. This used to be my wedge infantry from Guan. Now it's pincer with Baichi. And the rest is not really worth talking about. I have just some armaments that I have from scraps because I use Trajan in the Lost Canyon because there's 6 marches, but I don't really have gear for the 6th march. So I just use Trajan with Mulan simply as a stat stick in Canyon. Now, we talked about commanders, but this is my lineup right now. We got Zug Herman, Lucia Alex, Baichi Wallace, Nevsky Arthur, and Philip Scipio. I used this combination yesterday in Arc. I got really good results with it, but the Arc wasn't really too competitive, so I can't really draw conclusions for that fight. But with the new tech, it's a possibility that I might have to slim down because there's a lot of troops to be involved. So I might slim down to just 4 marches or even 3 marches. Something like 2 infantry and 1 cavalry. You know, it depends. Depends on the matchup. Depends on where we land. But I'm pretty happy with my lineup. I'm pretty happy with my choices so far. And let's see what is still missing that I didn't show you yet. We got the city skins. Yeah, I could show you guys the basic statistics. I have highest power was 90 million in my past KVK. I'm not that far behind again. 30 million deads, 21 billion resources gathered. So as you can see, for 6 years, this is not a lot of resources gathered. It just shows you how I haven't been farming much, and as a person who doesn't have farm accounts, this is how much I got. So as for the kills, this is the ratio. I got quite a lot more T5, thankfully. And I would say I'm happy with my progress. I have a dedicated playlist, so you know, once in a while I click on these older videos to see how far I've gotten, and every time I look at it, there's been a lot of progress, and that's what keeps me going. The progress keeps me going, and along the way I share my experience with you guys, share some of the feedback to the Rising Kingdoms team, and hopefully this current update that has been going on for the last couple of months has really been going very positive. So I'm feeling really good about the game, even after all this time. I feel like the game is going in a good direction, and I hope there's more videos to come. So if you stick around this long, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, and catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.